We got some major breaking news as it just been officially announced that Chase Elliott will be suspended for the upcoming race at Worldwide Technology Raceway. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, it has been officially announced that Chase Elliott will be suspended for the upcoming race at Worldwide Technology Raceway after his actions that happened at the Coca-Cola 600. Here is the report. NASCAR suspended Chase Elliott through the next Cup Series race at Worldwide Technology Raceway, officials announced Tuesday. In this week's penalty report, officials ruled Elliott intentionally crashed Denny Hamlin on lap 186 on Monday's Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, turning left into Hamlin's right rear quarter panel and sending the number 11 head on to the south side Sabre barrier on the front straightaway after squeezing from Hamlin led Elliott to brush in the wall at the exit of turn number 4. Officials cited section 4.3.A and 4.4.C and D of the NASCAR Member Code of Conduct laid out in the rule book in Elliott's suspension. Section 4.3.8 says NASCAR member conduct and states correct and proper conduct both on and off the racetrack is part of a member's responsibility. Section 4.4.C lists removing another competitor from championship contention in a dangerous manner when not racing for position based on available evidence and specific circumstances of the incident as one of the two actions that could result in a penalty, including race suspensions listed as an example in the rulebook is clearly forcing another competitor into a wall in an abrupt and ambiguous manner. While Section 4.4D lists actions by a NASCAR member that NASCAR finds to be detrimental to stock car racing or NASCAR as an action that could result in a fine or indefinite suspension. Let's talk about this real quick. This is 100% the absolute right call and keeps NASCAR consistent because remember, last year, Bubba Wallace, he got suspended for rivaling Kyle Larson down the straightaway at Las Vegas Motor Speedway and received a one-race suspension and did not race the next week after the crash at Las Vegas. Now, he did not admit it. This is basically the same case. While not going to same speed, not turning completely abruptly, he did turn left very, very abruptly and turned Denny Hamlin head onto the outside wall. Look, Chase Elliott had every right to be frustrated and every right to be upset and get mad at Denny Hamlin because he did get put into the outside wall. Whether Hamlin did it intentionally or not, he did get put in the outside wall. But one of the things you do not do as a race car driver is right rear a race car driver down the straightaway hard into the outside wall, especially when safety's been kind of a big concern with the next-gen car, though we haven't really heard a lot of issues with safety of the next-gen car recently. Safety is still a major, major opponent issue of this next-gen car. And Denny Hamlin, you could see in the in-car camera that he was clearly shaking and moving around and rattling around everywhere. It is completely unacceptable and completely just. I don't think he's going to receive any point penalties, and I think the chances of him getting a playoff waiver are definitely very likely because they've granted playoff waivers in the past to drivers who've done this. Circuit Johnny Sauter back in 2019 when he rivaled Austin Hill down the straightaway when he was, of course, driving for Tory. That was Austin Hill, and Johnny Sauter drove for ThorSport at the time. Completely, absolutely the right call. And once again, a fantastic job by NASCAR to be very consistent and very transparent to announce the next day. I didn't think it would be till tomorrow, to be honest, but I think this is absolutely the right call and very, very justified. Look, Chase Elliott should have also known at this point that he needs to focus on trying to get as many points as possible. This now put Chase Elliott in a position where he's now going to lose a lot of points, probably 30 or potential 30 or 40 points on the cutoff line, which currently is held by his teammate Alex Bowman. I just do not understand the call here. I do not understand why in the world Chase Elliott would do such a thing. I think this is completely uncalled for and completely unacceptable in my honest opinion because I think he absolutely did the wrong thing and he deserved the penalty. Look, Chase Elliott is one of my favorite drivers. I don't care if you're my favorite driver, though. Even if Kyle Larson is my favorite driver to that thing, I would still say that he should have been penalized for doing that. That's one of the most cowardice things and BS moves you could do as a race car driver, and Denny Hamlin had every right to be upset. Now, the funny thing was Denny Hamlin was on social media, and he brought receipts and brought the evidence to show that Chase Elliott did that. And you can see from the throttle trims and showing from the stuff on there that he completely intentionally wrecked Denny Hamlin. And again, Denny Hamlin's not one of my favorite drivers. But I'm going to defend Denny Hamlin on this situation. I saw a lot of Chase Elliott fans on social media especially who were defending Chase Elliott. And yes, Chase Elliott fans are going to defend Chase Elliott no matter what. But you have to admit that what he did was completely wrong and completely unacceptable. And I'm glad there are some Chase Elliott fans like myself who can understand the situation and thought that was completely unacceptable and that was absolutely wrong for what he did. I'm glad that NASCAR 100% made the right call and made the justified call. Now the question is going to be who will substitute for Chase Elliott in the upcoming race. There are a few potential possibilities. Obviously, you got Josh Berry, who could substitute for him, who is basically a reserve driver for Hendrick Motorsports. Remember, Josh Berry, though, is going to be in Portland. So it's very, very possible that Josh Berry may not be available. So there are a couple other options they could go with. What about Carson Osabar? We've seen Carson Osabar making some Xfinity Series starts, especially as of recently. He's been really impressive with Spire Motorsports. And, of course, he's going to be in Gateway as he's competing full-time in the Truck Series for that championship for Nice Motorsports. He could be a good candidate. I think he's a really talented driver. What about Matt DiBenedetto? Matt DiBenedetto currently drives in the Truck Series. He'll be at Gateway this weekend, and Matt DiBenedetto has more Cup experience than a lot of other drivers who could be available for that car. Matty D could absolutely be a really strong candidate to go as a replacement for Chase Elliott. He's got a lot of experience. It would be a good candidate. Another candidate could be Roger Carruth. Roger Carruth is an up-and-coming Chevy driver, and we don't know what his future is past 2023, but Roger Carruth could be a potential candidate for that ride as well. The big thing is there could be a lot of drivers who could be available. What about in really crazy stats, Carl Levers comes out of retirement and drives for Hendrick? That'd be wild and crazy. But it's going to be very interesting to see what they decide to do, who replace him. But going just a little bit of a quick update. There's more to the story that has come out recently. Corey LaJoie is now been announced as a driver who will replace Chase Elliott for this weekend at Gateway and substitute for Chase Elliott. Also, it's been announced Hendrick Motorsports will not appeal the Elliott suspension, and they, of course, are going to request a playoff waiver like it was expected. First, let's talk about Corey LaJoie driving the 9 car. This is an absolute huge opportunity and the best opportunity that Corey LaJoie has ever gotten in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Corey LaJoie is not always driven for really the best organizations in the world, but this year we've seen him show really big glimpses and really huge signs of improvement as a driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. And I think he really could be a contender to win this week in a Gateway. I think Corey, he was pretty good here last year too, I think, with Spire last year. So I think that Corey's going to have a really good chance to compete up front, maybe your top 10 and top 15. And I think he's got a shot maybe even to win this weekend. So this is a really awesome opportunity for Corey, and I think he's going to do a really good job. The big question is going to be, who is going to drive a 7? I imagine it's going to be Carson Osabar. Carson Osabar drives for Spire and Xfinity, and I think he will get the opportunity to drive. So I think Carson now will drive the 7 car at the upcoming race at Gateway and will make his Cup Series debut this weekend. So I expect that to happen this weekend. Going back to the situation, completely uncalled for and completely unacceptable from Chase Elliott, and he 100% absolutely deserves the penalty. It's the right call. It's a justified call, and I'm very happy and very, very glad that they have decided to go ahead and penalize Chase Elliott, because I think it's the right call, and it's completely unacceptable by Chase Elliott what he ended up doing, in my honest opinion, and he absolutely deserves the suspension. So, that is going to be for the breaking news story. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below with that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. What are your thoughts about the penalty that Chase Elliott has received? Do you think it's the right call or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're having NASCAR news discussing news over the last 4 or 5 days, and also the Xfinity Series race picks is likely going to go out in the morning as well. Then on Thursday, there's going to be a race picks video for the Gateway race, for the Cup Series race, Enjoy Illinois 300. Friday, there's going to be a NASCAR news video, and we got a lot of content dropping out there the next couple weeks. We're trying to get to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.